welcome to Deep Into Sleep podcast.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Mobi. Thank you for having me.
I'm very excited to have you because I know you have a book on Amazon, and it's about diet, sleep, and weight, and it seems like very interesting and useful book.
Yeah, thank you first of all for inviting me. And that is true. Those are the three pillars where I think those are very important to understand relationship, and for everybody to know that, out of these three, sleep is the keystone, I call it. So if you make a triangle or make an arch, two pillars are, diet and exercise. And then the arch, the centerpiece is always sleep. And if you can't get that right, then unfortunately, those two will not stand either.
Yeah. So Dr. Mobi, do you want to introduce yourself to our audience first?
Yes. Thank you for, yes. My name is Dr. Mobi. That's my media name. My actual name is Dr. Fazal, and I am board certified sleep doctor practicing in Northern Virginia area for last 20 plus years, and been with a lot of private as well as army as VA, and I've served in a lot of positions. My interest is now, beside practice, is to raise the awareness about sleep, to make sure people understand that lifestyle, what is lifestyle first, and then the lifestyle is such an important topic, and out of which sleep is very important.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's so important. I'm wondering whether last year throughout the COVID, when everyone are at home, right, it possibly
Yeah.
become more and more important for people to start thinking about, what is my lifestyle right now? How is my sleep? How is my diet? Am I exercising when I stuck at home? Did you notice any increase of these kind of questions in your practice?
Yeah, and those are all actually very good topics. Now, a lot of people don't know, but sleep is very important, especially also even with COVID. Okay, so it was seen as people who have sleep apnea, they have far more problems with with COVID. Complication risk was 4 or 5 times even higher, or risk of dying and so forth. If they had the sleep trouble. Also, if you were sleeping less hours, it is known before that COVID too, that your ability to fight infection, especially your viral infection, depend on your ability to not only produce antibodies which kill that virus or any organism, but also the cell-mediated immunity, which your cells actually neutralize or kill those viruses. That ability is lessened, decreased. People who sleep 4 hours or less, they have seen that they catch flu or they have a lot of viral infection as compared to people who slept better. So whenever we talk about sleep, I always say, quality, quantity, both are very important. So you need to pay attention, and there's different need for kids, there is different need for adults, and then there's different need for as we age, and for men and women. So we all, body needs are different. So we can compare one with the other and say, this model might work for me, this work for you. No, we have to individualize, understand our body, listen to our body, and pay attention to that. So that is very important. So to understand basic concepts, these are, so sleep is not that you just go to bed and just wake up. There are a lot of good things happening to our body when we sleep. There's a rejuvenation happening. Your body has to go through all the repair, physical, emotional, lot of good things are happening to your body while we sleep. So if you don't give enough time, then that process is faulty, is not going to work very well. And that is where a lot of people have misconception about that.
Wow, you touch on several really important points here. And yes, so I think our listeners please remember the quality and quantity of sleep are both very important, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, and really think about how to prioritize your life and how to
Mhm.
really think about sleep, what you do with it. Sleep sounds like can really help with our immune system, our physical health, our mental health, a lot of different aspects.
And so for people to understand basic concepts, I will just kind of touch few of them so they know exactly what it means. So body is kind of sleep is also beside body is complex, but sleep is also very complex, in that sense that there are body, remember our human body is functioning fully while we sleep. So if somebody calls our name, we will get up and walk, right? And at the same time, then the body has to finish the repair work. So it's like, where if the road work is being done and it's under construction, the traffic is still flowing. And, so take that example. So same thing happens to our body when we sleep. Body has to repair all the neurons, wear and tear, lot of emotional stress, everything has to be, and so very important things are happening. And so the body cannot shut down. It's not like when we go to bed, body just stops everything. No, it kind of slows down in stages. So we call the sleep stages. So those are a basic REM, with a rapid eye movement, where there are, it's like a wake state, but you can move. And the second is non-rapid eye movement, where there are not many eye movements, but the body is slowing down. The brain is slowing down. So the rest for the brain is where it is not firing. The neurons are not firing fast enough. So they slow down, but they don't quit. Okay, so those are very important concepts. So those they're going to gradually slow down, and then the heart rate, our heart beats slower, because that is for heart. The rest would be that it's beating less, slower, not the rate goes down. Same stand for blood pressure. So blood pressure tends to fall too. So these good things, and body is kind of going through changes. So this is a good quality of sleep. Anything that disturbs, so the body should get good amount of oxygen, should get good amount of rest, blood pressure should come down, as well as your so though if these things don't happen, and why they won't happen. Let's say if somebody has oxygen problem with the flow, their airway in your nasal passages or the upper airway is smaller, or they gain weight and then the airway collapse. Instead of right now, you and me, we are talking and breathing, and that process is faulty or is not working well. Then guess what will happen? Your body will get less oxygen, right? And also your blood pressure, because the body worries a lot whether this person is going to make it or not. So what it's going to do is going to go in panic mode, and it's going to raise the blood pressure, it's going to raise your heart rate, and the brain starts firing a lot of, and because it doesn't know what to do. So then either people will wake up or they will not go in deep sleep, you know. So both. So there could be snoring where the airway, is kind of making that noise, or they stop breathing, which, is called apnea, or there could be a partial flow, but the oxygen kind of keeps changing. So those things are very important concepts. So a lot of people come and they ask me, why is that? Basically, so that's the reason. Sleep can affect your heart, it can affect your blood pressure, it can affect metabolically, it can really affect a lot of our pathways and our immune system, not to mention.
Wow. So it sounds like we really need to monitor our health, our body, our sleep. if sounds like if there's any symptoms like that, sleep apnea
Yeah.
related, should go to find a sleep doctor like you to really
Mhm.
get an evaluation and figure out whether they need a treatment. It's
Mhm.
so related.
And a lot of people, they have hard time losing weight, or because, so what happens if we get less sleep, we crave for carbs. Okay. So I'm sure everybody, including me, everybody has seen that when we don't sleep well, we are very moody, and we tend to actually seek the comfort food. So those foods unfortunately tend to be carbs and so forth, because that kind of quick um, relief here. People are sleepy, they are dragging their feet, but then so the carb tends to be a little bit stimulating as well as rewarding. So they eat a lot of junk food, and then they feel better. But then the problem we run into is they gain weight, and the weight gain makes sleep apnea again worse. Okay, so this cycle we have to break that, and the only way to break is to make sure pay attention to your sleep habits, make sure you get plenty of sleep. Now, a lot of things. Also, very important concept about sleep is insomnia, okay, which is inability to fall asleep or remain asleep. Both are very important. A lot of people don't know, but body actually, reads your environment very well. So which means, let's say you and me, we are in studio, we are talking, our body already knows that this is camera and light and all that. It already kind of figures out that. So the same thing happens if you enter your bedroom. Your body thinks and expects us to actually not do things in that room which are against our sleep. So which will be watching TV, be on computer, answering emails and all that in the bed. That's not a good sleep hygiene. Okay. So we really need to focus on that, because that is what is going to give wrong message to the brain. So brain will think this is not bedroom, this is office. Okay. And that's where it gets confusing for the brain. Okay. So if people keep doing that, then you develop what we call bad habit. So people, instead of resting in that bedroom, will tend to make it um, office, and that's then not to mention your brain won't slow down. So those are important. In the evening, night, you need to light is appropriate only when it's given at appropriate time, which is the morning. And go outside, enjoy, wake up on time, have your schedule. You need to do that, because even we are, let's say if somebody is not organized, but remember there is a clock in the brain. Your body rhythms are there already, a clock there. And it secrete all those good hormones at a particular time. And because the body, that's how body is very well organized. Okay. So there's a clock in our brain that regulates whether we are in a spaceship or in a room or outside. It knows 24-hour plus minus, but it needs to be fixed or synchronized every day. So it needs to be synchronized to external world. So it should know this is day, this is night. But the problem happens, people mix those boundaries. They get rid of those because they are exposed to light or doing things which they shouldn't be doing, or they are indoors too much. Body doesn't know is outside or is it day or night. As a result, your internal circadian rhythm, your rhythms go out of whack. So your body does not know which is day and night. It still will keep functioning, but it keeps drifting, like I said, 15, 20 minutes every day. If you don't correct it, then it keeps going forward like a clock, and it keeps moving forward. So we have to, so which means that people who are, it's easy to be up all night or sleep late, but it's very difficult if I tell you to sleep early, right? So this portion we have to understand, and we have to help our body. So if people know that, then so don't be partying all night, weekend, which we call social jet lagging. People party over weekend and then they expect Monday to be perfect. That's not going to happen. Okay. So we have to help our body, right? And if we don't do that, then we make it very difficult for our hormones, good hormones, and body to rest.
Definitely. Sounds like we need to train our body and our brain to really
Yeah,
associate nighttime, bedtime with the signals of sleep related things.
yeah,
And during the
yeah.
time, we need to associate our brain, every signal with awake signals, and
Mhm.
to really get understand our own circadian rhythm and how to really live accordingly. Sounds like that's the most healthy way.
Yeah, and that's why, uh, old saying, early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? And that's probably true. And they have seen people who live longer are the ones actually uh, tend to have a rhythm to and maintain that. Okay. And the nature is, of course, your friend, all those. So if you go out, look at the blue sky, what it's going to do is going to reset your brain and tell your brain. So there, I tell everybody, just look at those birds, the beautiful birds, and outside. They wake up on time, they eat on time, and they're perfect. They're not on medications. They don't need medication. Because why? Because the blue light sky is helping them. They are outside. Okay. So take advantage of positive energy outside. Go out, communicate with the nature. Human body is not made to live inside all the time. And then we are not snakes, or that we have to hibernate. So we have to go out and let our body communicate with nature. And that is very important because all the good things will happen to you. Your mood will be better, you will be sleeping way better, and then you would not develop those bad problems with insomnia, as well as your then with sleep, as we talked a little bit, you develop carb craving, weight gain. So that part is kind of messed up then. And then the third is, if you don't have energy, you cannot do much exercise either, right? So you will be really exhausted. And they have seen actually many times, and a lot of people now pay attention, was not doing before, that before sports competition, they are paying more attention to sleep. Okay, so they have seen many athletes who don't sleep well, they actually lose the competition, even they could be physically fit, because it has a lot to do with ability to make right decisions, concentration, all will be messed up at your day, because you will not be in good. Maybe physically you could be fit, but not. Brain is so important in making those decisions. Sleep is the important. So they have seen people, they lose competition if they didn't sleep well that night, because whether stress or whatever. So they're really paying attention to that. You know, I think I'm sure with if you follow NFL, when they go to England and they were playing there, they were making these players readjust their sleep cycle and training 1 week prior to travel. So when they go there, they are more aligned. Their rhythm is more aligned because they know that they will lose the game.
Yeah, I heard there are more and more sleep specialists are coaching those professional athlete teams about
Mhm.
how to sleep right, how to help them really boost their performance or maintain a high level of performance. And I also really like what you mentioned about the nature part. And even for myself, this long weekend, I went out to the nature quite a lot and hiking, and definitely noticed my sleep has been, wow, just so much better several days
Yeah.
after the contact the nature much more than possibly the previous weeks when I stay inside most of the time.
Yeah, and we all get with COVID. Unfortunately, it was bad about that because people were indoors. They didn't realize that they have to go out, or so that really was kind of dragging. And so I think best is nobody knows how much time to have. I mean, my guess is probably half hour to 1 hour, but that you need that kind of exposure or at least interaction with outside to reset your brain. And then so very important thing is to do every day. It's not that you do 1 day 2 days. You need to have that built into your rhythm or routine, because problem is if we are indoors and you do 1 day and 2 days or next week you don't go out at all, that does not help much, right?
So the consistency is very
Yeah,
important, not just try
very.
here and there.
Yeah, so it again then comes down to lifestyle. So lifestyle is not 1 day thing, not 1 week. It has to be maintained. So do whatever, but make sure build your rhythm, and you can do gradual changes. That's not a problem. But your directions, anybody's direction should be very clear. We need to pay attention to sleep. We need to pay attention to eating healthier, eating less carbs, and eating lesser amount, because the about diet, I always say that I can summarize for is basic is problem is not that this diet is bad or that bad, it's the amount. So if you are going to consume big protein meal, it for body is as toxic as a carb meal or fat meal or any other meal. If your body does not cannot handle and doesn't know what to do for it, it's going to actually be toxic. Okay, because your body cannot dump all that, and guess what will happen? It will put it at places where it shouldn't be. So then that's so I always say the difference between medicine and poison is the amount. So if you do more amount of the medicine, it becomes toxic. So same stands for food. So all we have to do is, yes, there is a difference if eating less carb, because a lot of refined carbs have, they are not natural, by the way. And the unnatural foods tend to actually put load on us. Yeah, human body is not made for that, And we are not made for high fructose and high sugars. And so imagine we eat food which are small amount of food. It has, let's say, 100 calories or 400 calories. Our body is not like, our body likes gentle. It likes, smooth, and it likes those natural. So I always give example of apple. Now, unfortunately, a lot of newer generation, when I tell them eat apple or eat fruit, they show me this small thing and they say, oh, this is apple. I said, no, this is not apple. Who told you that's apple? They have this processed food. I said, no, that is not apple. Apple is the natural one. You need to eat the whole thing. The whole thing means that skin, the white part and everything. So that is real fruit. Anything you squeeze out of it, you throw the good part out and you just concentrate the sugar, and then you eat and think that you're eating apple. That's not apple. Okay. That is something else, not apple. So it's very important we go to basics. We go to the originality. We go to less processed food. We need to stay away from gluten as much as you can, processed food, refined sugars. So keep natural, more of that, so then your body will be very happy. You can eat and enjoy too. Take your time to eat, enjoy your food. No need to hurry. And that is very big problem with fast food, because a lot of people try to, there are multiple problems with fast food, and one biggest one I see is the time. So people will go to fast food chains and they have 5 minute, 10 minute. They get this big 1,000 calorie or whatever calorie. They get this burger or whatever, and they want to eat that in 3 minutes or 2 minutes, and they expect to go back to work or whatever they were doing. Imagine body doesn't know what to do with that, you know. So you dump 2-3 thousand calories and you want your body to take care of that. Well, then no wonder they feel sleepy and tired, and because it's too much work for body.
Yeah, so sounds like it's really important for people to eat slow and follow the natural way, eat food the
Yeah,
natural way it is.
yeah. Eat less. You can always eat more later. I mean, what I mean is eat again, but eat lesser amount and drink plenty of water always. Drink plenty of water, eat less, and also keep yourself a little bit hungry, because you don't need to be really full up till here to start throwing up or something that you feel that's enough. No, you should stop, and that's where the problem starts. And then enjoy your food. Many people, we ask them, what did you eat and how did you eat? They don't know what they ate you know then that is where I think a lot of people kind of go wrong. They basically don't realize that it could be a problem, right?
Right, right. Great. So eat less, eat slow, enjoy the food, and watch out what you put into your body.
Yeah. Then that's a basic, very simple message. If somebody does that, whatever you're, just be consistent with that, you will be healthier. Okay. And so you will, and of course, get plenty of green vegetables. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. So Dr. Mobi, summer is coming, right? So when people talk about losing weight, since summer is coming, people want to dress nicely. A lot of people will think about, oh, I'm gonna need to exercise more and eat healthy, like what you just mentioned. Then what kind of role sleep is playing in this? And when summer is coming, any suggestions for people who want to lose weight, like
Mhm.
what they should consider regarding their sleep habit?
Mhm. Yeah, and that is so true. With summer is coming, and so take advantage of going outdoors. So make a point that you go outdoor and you enjoy that. Okay, uh, that is, you don't. A lot of people, I think, they go wrong. Also, is if you love gym, that's great. But I personally like outdoors. So go outdoors, walk. You don't need to even run, but just walk. That's fine. So spend time looking, enjoying the skies and water and just kind of greens. Just go out with yourself, with family. That's very important. Second thing is, you want to drink water before you eat, and then also eat and then give little time to, little bit less on those amount of food we talk about. Then you want to, and you can eat multiple times. Try not to eat too many calories at one, like I said. If you eat very heavy fatty food and so forth, especially with summers, and so remember, the most important lesson is, do not feed your body more than your body can handle. And if you do, make sure you exercise appropriately. For body, it follows usually the averages and the rhythm. So which means that if you do exercise or something for 1 day, 2 days, but next 5 days you don't do that, that drops the average. Same stands for calories. And so even if you overeat 1 or 2 days, it doesn't make a big difference. But if you keep doing it, anything over weeks and days, that's where body it kind of gets in trouble.
Yeah. So I know people with sleep apnea, they may experience some weight gain. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering for people who don't care about their sleep quality or quantity, will they also experience change in their weight?
Yeah. And then there is, I always share this. We did a program with a Biggest Loser contestant, So they came to our, sleep program, and they said, they shared that with us too, that they put everybody on CPAP and try to first diagnose if they have sleep apnea, they fix that. And that really gets them losing weight. And they have, because you are more energetic. Remember, if we are tired, and we are dragging our feet throughout day and not able to finish work or do anything, then it's not going to help to put any time, anything else. We are hardly finished the office, we are hardly finished things, then brain is not processing fast and all that. So that's why sleep is very important. Once fix that, if you have sleep apnea, then get treated. You will see that your energy levels are way much. You're processing so fast. You're just boom, boom. Because we cannot increase the hours. We can increase your performance. We can increase your efficiency, and that's where the weight element comes. Big time, big time.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mobi. So near the end of the show, if our listeners want to find out more about your practice, your book, or what you do, how they can find you?
I do a lot of TV work too. So my book is called Keep It Simple: Diet, Sleep, and Exercise. It's on Amazon, as well as Kindle is in 3 languages. Also, my channel is lifestyletvchannel.com. You can see a lot of TV shows over there, 500 of them, on lifestyle, sleep, and diet and exercise. Then I've also website dedicated to that. It's called dietsleepexercise.org. So a lot of avenues for anybody to track. I'm also on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, so Lifestyle TV channel, or you can put Dr. Mobi will come too.
Great. I will put all this information on the show notes as well. So when people listen to the episode, they can also directly click through and find your other information. And I'm very happy you are practicing in Northern Virginia, because I'm graduated from University of Virginia. So really like.
Oh, very nice.
Many years ago.
Very nice. Very nice. No, Virginia is very nice. So yes, well, I'm glad I met people from Virginia.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. Thank you for coming to the show.
Okay, thank you for having me. Take care. Take care.